Hey guys, my name is Oshun the Great, and welcome to my beautiful channel. Today's disclaimer is if I go missing, y'all be easy. It was a good run. Earth is ghetto. No, but lately I've been heavy into conspiracy theories a little bit here. Some of them, I know we say conspiracy theories just to be like allegedly, but some things might have truth in it, just like, celebrity culture likes to put the truth in movies a lot. So one of the things we're going to talk about today is LA being a portal, Hollywood being a portal. And I got this idea because I watch this YouTuber called The Black Cauldron on YouTube sometimes. And she's another spiritualist. And basically she posts all these contents of like what different places are like portals or like haunted or spiritually like ordained, where you have a higher chance of catching just like weird shit, spiritual shit, alien shit, just mystical things that are out of the ordinary. And I believe Mexico, where I am, in like Mexico in general, is one of the craziest places, one of the craziest portals I have experienced in my whole life, in means of mysticism and the veil being super thin. So Mexico, you're gonna get a lot of people claiming they see a lot of UFOs, a lot of hauntings, a lot of ghosts and things like that, and even like gnomes and little mystical creatures, different realms. Just like some parts of like some islands have a popular thing about mermaids and things of that nature. Some places have vampire like ideas of vampires, so forth. And so today I want to talk about my experience when I went to LA. And I think it took me so long to really understand what happened to me when I went to LA, because it was a crazy time. It's one of those things that's one of those places that's hailed for being the popular and famous Hollywood too, but I did not like it. I didn't like LA for the life of me. And basically the feeling for LA for me as a spiritualist myself is very heavy, heavy in a negative sense. And so it makes me feel like a place where a bunch of negative things went down. And that's just me speaking from an intuitive standpoint. Obviously, someone can research it and understand anything deeper. But right off the bat, it felt heavy. Honestly, on a conspiracy tip, I feel like LA is one of those portals that was designed. It's called the place for stars, or where people go to chase their dreams. And I think that's like a method of technology where it's designed to attract all these angelic people, all these people with lights, to trap them. And it's like a dark ritual, basically. And so basically, we're fed all these Hollywood stories of like, just go there and make it a success. And it's really a trap for those souls, because people end up going there to get siphoned and to fall poor and homeless, or get trapped up in cycles, like terrible cycles. Like you hear of like models who get killed by their stalkers or get exploited and things like that. It's very slim chance that you'll actually make it in LA and Hollywood. And the people who do, they're not telling you that they had to do a higher state of ritual to be a part of Hollywood, the Hollywood cult. Unless you was born into it, it's not just easy peasy like that. So like regular everyday people, I think the portal is a trap. It's one of those portals that feels like it tilts the line of between dark and light a lot, but it's definitely a portal to trap angelic beings, and it feeds off chaos. It's one of those portals that's like heavy chaos energy. And one of the crazy things that I saw, because I had joined Islam at the time too. I had felt homeless and joined Islam, and I had all this ideas of fame and everything too. But the more that I stayed in this energy, the more that I feel like people will also do any and everything to get famous, which means kill, steal, rob. Like you hear stories of people like stealing people's chains, killing people over jewelry, killing people over the idea of looking like somebody. And this is what I feel like a lot of people don't talk about. And I don't know how it is from people who like live there, who grew up there, obviously, but I'm talking about like as a foreigner, as an outsider from Florida. This is the vibe I was getting. And the weird shit I would see is like when I would stay in hostels in like LA and stuff. Some of the hostels, the people there could definitely see my light, and they were like energy hungry, like almost like they were souls looking for their next sacrifice. I know that sounds crazy, but it was like, sorry, I'm sweating, you guys. It was like people looking for souls to sacrifice, like their next come up to stay there and survive. And it is definitely designed for a specific type of souls there. You got to do some weirdo shit, in my opinion, to stay in that realm, or you either get eaten alive, you adapt to the bullshit, which is crazy, or you get spit out. And I got spit out. And I think I always joke that the wealth gap in LA and the poverty thing is so drastic that you have to be insane to like fuck with that type of ideal, like to like almost get off on the idea of like, oh yeah, there's homeless people, just like a lot of homeless people here, but I'm in this penthouse type of situation. It's really sick to me, in my opinion, anyways, but that's another thing. So I would stay in hostels, and it would be just like weirdos where they felt like bloodthirsty. So that was one sign, and my intuition was just like, I'm gonna go ahead and change this room because I'm not gonna deal with this. I don't know, on a spiritual level, it just didn't feel right. And then there's just one instance that I started talking about, because a lot of people are getting on the topic of like baby sacrifice being a big thing in Hollywood. And one of the upscale Hollywood restaurants that me and my Islam teacher walked in, we were in our nomadic transition and everything. I think we were leaving the town. We walked into an upscale restaurant, and basically we saw a man holding his baby by her legs, as if he was like selling her. And I was like, I never seen anything like that. I was like kind of blown away, because I'm like innocent, naive. I've always been kind of sheltered. And my teacher was so calm, and she was very much so the teacher that like radicalized me to like evil in the world and to speak up in injustice and everything. And when we left, it was kind of like she was showing me like how deep the rabbit hole goes, basically. And I tell people this story to this day, and they're like, yeah, they're eating them. And I'm like, I don't know what they're doing. They're doing some kind of ritualistic things with the babies. But I came to the conclusion, and if I go missing, came to the conclusion that the people in these circles, they have a much different lifestyle than us and what they think is normal. They also don't see babies as people yet. They see them as more like lamb or like chattel to be used for whatever, whether it's beauty, sacrificial things, whatever, consumption. Similar to how they used to eat black folks. And so that was that experience that would always stick with me and blew my mind. And people like to throw stuff like that under the rug. And if that happened in like a public setting, just imagine how much deeper shit goes. And they're banking on people not like really understanding or knowing what's happening. So yeah, there's this theory that celebrities are like, of course they're obsessed with youth. They're obsessed with using babies as like to keep that youth. And I even think about expanding on that these days. I'm like, if you think about it, celebrities are put on this like high pedestal. And it's like, no, average adult doesn't even get that much admiration. The only thing I can think that gets that much admiration in the world is puppies and babies. And so that right there, that conclusion right there was enough for me. I was like, adults are not given this much grace and admiration just like unconditionally. And because we're like asleep to all these things, we're just like, oh, we're just like enamored. And I'm like, as it could be pretty much spot on. And so I do think it's a sacrificial portal. I do think it's like a portal of chaos and technology and destruction. And even the fact that Hollywood and celebrities themselves, if you really look at the lives of celebrities and how it's just like falling apart, they're not really in long-term relationships. They're like always going through some crazy dramas. Like there's always a trade-off, it seems like, for the idea of glamour and success. And so it does feel like, again, a war of angels and demons. If you are naive, you'll get ate up in that portal, in my opinion. What else? I mean, that's it so far. So yeah, that was my crazy experience. I always say, always, nothing is what I see you in this world, and always question everything. So yeah, LA is a portal and a crazy one.